In the summer of World War II, entire fleets begin disappearing. No enemy aircraft are seen. No battleships are detected. No distress calls explain what happened. Only empty ocean. What if something far more advanced than any nation possessed was hunting them from beneath the sea? The first ship vanishes on a calm morning. No warning. No battle. No survivors. One moment, a convoy is crossing the Atlantic. The next, one of its largest escort vessels is simply gone. The captain of a nearby destroyer reports a massive underwater explosion, bigger than anything he has ever witnessed. The ocean itself seems to erupt. At first, commanders assume it was a lucky torpedo hit, but then it happens again. And again. And again. Something is hunting in the Atlantic. Something nobody understands. And almost nobody talks about what happened next, because hidden beneath thousands of feet of water is a vessel that should not exist, a modern nuclear submarine. A machine built nearly a century beyond the technology of World War II. A vessel carrying sensors, computers, weapons, and endurance that would seem like magic to every navy on Earth. The year is 1943. The war is consuming continents. Germany's U-boats stalk the Atlantic. American industry is awakening. Britain is fighting for survival. Japan dominates vast regions of the Pacific. And somewhere in this chaos, history breaks. At first, nobody notices. The submarine remains invisible, not difficult to detect, but truly invisible. World War II sonar is primitive. Its operators are trained to hear propellers and engines. But the newcomer is astonishingly quiet. The hunters become the hunted. Destroyers sweep entire regions of ocean. They find nothing. Aircraft search from above. They find nothing. Enemy submarines disappear without warning. They never even know they are being tracked. The technological gap is not years. It is generations. But then something strange happens. The submarine's commanders realize that military superiority creates a new problem. Information. Every action leaves clues. Every sinking changes the course of the war. Every engagement risks exposing the impossible truth, and the impossible truth is terrifying. One modern submarine possesses enough firepower to alter entire naval campaigns. The crew begins facing a question no training exercise ever prepared them for. How much history should they change? Because every torpedo launched creates consequences. Consequences that spread across oceans, across governments, across time itself. Meanwhile, intelligence agencies become obsessed. German commanders suspect secret Allied technology. British analysts fear an undiscovered Nazi superweapon. American officers begin receiving reports that sound completely insane. Ships destroyed from impossible distances. Submarines sunk before making contact. Targets tracked through storms and darkness with supernatural accuracy. The reports are so unbelievable that many are ignored. At first, but eventually, the pattern becomes impossible to dismiss. Something is out there. Something nobody can explain. This is where everything changes. In the North Atlantic, a German wolf pack prepares an attack on an Allied convoy. Historically, these coordinated submarine attacks were devastating. The convoy should suffer catastrophic losses. Instead, the wolf pack disappears. One after another. Without ever reaching firing position, the German commanders are confused, then alarmed, then terrified. Their submarines are not returning, not damaged, not delayed, but gone. The few fragments of information that emerge make no sense. Crews report strange sonar contacts, objects moving faster than any submarine should be capable of moving. Contacts appearing and disappearing at impossible ranges. Then silence. Permanent silence. Within months, rumors spread throughout naval circles. Sailors begin telling stories. Ghost ships, phantom hunters, sea monsters. The oceans have always produced myths. Now those myths are returning, because human beings explain the unknown through stories. And the unknown has arrived. But that wasn't the worst part. The Pacific Ocean is about to become even stranger. Japanese naval commanders face a similar nightmare. Convoys vanish. Fleet movements are somehow anticipated. Submarines are destroyed with astonishing efficiency. The mysterious hunter seems to know where targets will appear before they arrive. To World War II commanders. This borders on supernatural. They do not understand satellite navigation. They do not understand advanced sonar. They do not understand computerized targeting systems. They only see results, and the results are terrifying. Entire doctrines begin collapsing. Generations of naval strategy suddenly become obsolete. The very foundations of maritime warfare are being challenged by a machine nobody can comprehend. And almost nobody realizes the psychological consequences. The greatest weapon aboard the submarine is not its torpedoes. It is certainty. The crew knows things nobody else knows. They understand future history. They know which battles matter, which campaigns succeed, which nations eventually win. Imagine carrying knowledge of the future into the bloodiest war in human history. Would you intervene? Could you resist intervening? The burden becomes enormous. Because history is no longer an abstract concept. It becomes a living thing, fragile, changeable, dangerous. Every decision creates new possibilities and new risks. Suppose the submarine prevents a major naval disaster. Thousands survive. But those survivors influence future battles, future governments, future generations. One alteration leads to another, and another. History begins branching into unknown territory. The crew slowly realizes something unsettling. The future they remember may already be disappearing. Meanwhile, fear spreads through every major navy. Admirals lose sleep. Convoys travel under constant tension. Officers scan horizons that offer no answers. The enemy cannot be found, cannot be caught, cannot be understood. For sailors raised on battleships and destroyers, this is a psychological nightmare. You cannot fight what you cannot locate. You cannot prepare for what you cannot imagine. The oceans become haunted, not by ghosts, but by technology. And technology is often